Hi, welcome back to Magnificently Black. Thank you for joining us today on today's episode. You're in for a true surprise. Today we'll be spotlighting an everyday hero and his incredible story. Today we are thrilled to bring to you an inspirational interview with a remarkable individual who is making a difference not only in his community by taking pictures and just by being someone that is interactive with individuals and family members and just the community. So sit back and join us as we listen to his creativeness and how he was able to start such a great community service, let's say, operation. So welcome back. Welcome, Eric. How are you doing today?
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm doing wonderful actually. It's a beautiful day, right after Christmas holidays. So it's definitely a beautiful, beautiful time to share my journey that I've kind of been going along for some years and just some things. It's, time to talk about it, things that's going on within the community, within myself as well.
Okay. So hey Jim, how you doing? How's the holiday? How's everything in North Carolina?
Oh, it's good here in North Carolina, although I just got back in town from South Carolina. So it was a
Ah,
struggle getting back and getting set up. But everything's going good.
okay. Well, look, as I said, we're back from the holidays. This will be our first episode of the new year. We would like to say Happy New Year and Happy 2025. So, Eric, what tell us a little bit about yourself. Like how did you come up with, let's say, Operation Feed first? Let's dive into that at first.
Yeah, definitely. Well, first and foremost, again, name is Eric. I'm originally from New Jersey, so the hustle mentality has always been in my blood, has always been instilled within me. But I'll say I started the Operation Need to Feed. I want to say either 21 or 22. I can't really remember the exact year, but it was actually towards our Founders Day. Um, my cousin Bo, set up some things on, our Founders Day weekend, and we went to go to a church to do a drive-through of people picking up, food and things of that nature. So, I've talked with my partner at the time, which was Zeke, and we talked, and he was like, "Man, we could do the same thing. Something that we could do once a month." He was like, "Well, what are you thinking?" I was like, "Well, to be completely honest, it don't have to be big. It don't have to be extravagant. It's just something simple: sandwiches, chips, and water. That's something that we could pick up. We pick that up on a daily basis for our own house. So why not take a few things and all minds come together and we do it that way." And literally that month, January, we were going to do it, but we decided to wait because that was also the time of the blue and white cruise. I do
Mhm.
apologize for the background. I got some animals up in
Hey,
here.
Some dogs.
understand.
uh,
It's
but
all right.
that was the same time as like the blue and white cruise, so we decided to do it in February, that next month, and we had a few brothers come out, a few sisters as well come out, and we literally was just a couple sandwiches here and there. I believe the very first month we fed about 75 people downtown Edgewood.
Yes.
They're out there cold, hungry, homeless. We just wanted to make sure that they were okay and fed. And then Zeke and I continue to have conversations month over month, like, what are we doing? We have this initiative that we want to bring people together. We were bringing people together month over month, and it was something that we were doing every month on the last Sunday of every single month. We decided to do it on the last Sunday of every single month because we knew that one, people got paid that last Friday.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice,
People got paid that
nice.
last Friday, so we wanted to kind of dig in those pockets.
Yeah.
The one thing is that Zeke and I, we were doing this out of our own pockets, so we were taking donations here and there, but if you couldn't give it, we wasn't mad at you. Still come, still help, but a lot of the donations that we were doing and we were putting together came from our own pockets. There were times we spent $300 a piece, and
Mhm.
still had to take care of our own bills and things like that. And we were making it happen. Luckily, at the time, where Zeke lived, we were looking at his unit to prepare everything because it was literally
Mhm.
right down the street from where we were passing out the food. So we were utilizing his unit to prepare. So we were getting trash bags to make sure that we cleaned up after ourselves. The lunch meat, the sandwich bags. My son was there pretty much every Sunday. So showing him a different side of what he can do in the community. And those are different things that I definitely enjoy doing. People want to go out and feed the community because it's a chore or it's a task. I do it
Mm.
because it puts a smile on my heart. When I can't do it, it sucks because I understand people have lives and, life is life.
Yeah.
So, it is a tough time at times. So, those are the things that I absolutely love to do when it comes to that. We were doing it month over month. I definitely did take some time off because a lot of things were happening within my life, within Zeke's life. Um, so of course, if I wasn't doing it, nobody wanted to be a part of it at that present moment. But I get text messages and calls and DMs on
Mhm.
Facebook and Instagram. Hey, when are you bringing it back?
Definitely does. I was one of
When
the first people that hit him up like right around Christmas time, and I was like, "Hey, so when are y'all doing this again? Let me know. Let
yeah,
me know." So
Yeah.
yeah.
definitely, Eric.
Because those that have been there know that it does not take a long time to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, I'll say packing everything, 45 minutes to an hour. We go to the location, pass out however much we have, 20 minutes to 30 minutes, because they come to you. They come to
Hmm.
you.
Mhm.
And then after that, we fellowship. We go grab something to eat. We fellowship. We talk about the day. We talk about different instances that may have happened with, the people out there. Like, hey, this person was talking to me about his life story and I couldn't get away. We talk about different things like that. And we talk about what the next steps are. And usually right then and there, I create a video of pictures and video that people have done at that present moment, and then I make one big video and I put it out there to the world. So I have different things. I have my brothers that come out and actually record for me and make a video. Like, we've done all of that. In the beginning, when I first started this, we used to go to the John Lewis Memorial downtown, and we used to stand in front of the John Lewis Memorial. We used to pray in front of the John Lewis Memorial to give people their
Mm.
strengths and, the ability to eat what we have. Um, but of course, that is something that I instilled in myself. No one's asked me to do it. I wanted to do it on my own. This is just what I
Mhm.
wanted to do as an individual, and just continue to embrace the community. It doesn't matter if I live in that community. I drive through it. It's my community at that time.
Sure.
Mhm.
So that's
We
how I see fit.
we definitely need more people like that that think of like just like you saying, just driving through a community.
Mhm.
If you see it, say something because it's like this times when you're driving through here, it's like okay, you can see somebody homeless and you may not see them
Yeah.
again, but it may just think of okay, this one time I was able to help them. So that's
Yeah.
definitely like when Eric's saying, just because you drive through, I think anywhere you drive through, walk through, even if this, I say within an hour difference of where you live, that's our
Yeah.
community.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Well, it's a universal problem too. So it's great to
yeah.
see people, standing up and stepping up for something like that because it is needed for sure, especially around the cold
Absolutely.
weather time as well. They need that.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've even thought about, I have fraternity brothers in North Carolina, South Carolina, pretty much all up and down the East Coast. And, they've all partnered with me and say, hey, when you come to our state, let me know and we can do something together, with different colleges and things of that nature. Again, originally being from New Jersey, a lot of my friends are still there. They see what I'm doing and they want to help and they want to participate. But of course, they can't get to Georgia. Their
Hmm.
donation is always great, but more hands is always better than none.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So when you say more hands are better than like we were saying, how do you think we can get more people involved, not just financially? How do you think we can get some more people to come out for like any event in what do you for community service?
See, I say this, the times that we live in now, people really love, I hate to say it, but a party, right?
Yeah.
People love partying
Mm.
more than they love to help out a community 5 minutes at a time. I don't care about the financial needs because I can take care of it, or we got partners that don't mind helping, but it's
Mhm.
the simple come out, show your face for 10 minutes. At least
Mhm.
I know that you care for the situation, or I'll get, oh, I didn't know it was this past weekend. Yes, you did. It was been out there for about so many weeks. You've been tagged in all of these posts because I tag,
Yeah.
minimum about 100 people when I tag on Facebook and things of that nature. So, I look at it that way. And, it's just to get more people out there, you got to have the ability to understand where people are coming from.
I like
Mm-hmm.
That's
that.
my biggest thing, is to understand where people are coming from, understand their life needs and their struggles at the same time. Because if you don't, you're gonna, you're gonna resent when they don't show, but then you're
Mm,
gonna be upset when they come to a party that night and don't want to help you out during the day. And it's
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
where were you earlier? Oh, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's okay. You look at those things, and I see that constantly since I've been doing this. I know who my people are that come faithfully.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my people who say they're going to do something and don't show up. Or I know people that show up late. Or I know people that's going to send me a text an hour before the event starts and say I can't make it because of XYZ. It,
Hmm.
one thing I've learned in this life is have tough skin, and that's one thing
Yeah.
I have. You cannot bother me when it comes to that. I don't care if it's just me and my son out there giving out 300 bags of food. It's
Yeah.
gonna
Mm,
get done.
I like
It's gonna
that.
get
Yeah.
done.
You
Yeah.
saying that, I feel like you should have like that. I feel like that's what we need as in community service and outside of life. You have to have that tough skin to be like, I can do it myself, but it does help to have, as you said, other hands. But
Right.
it's
Mm-hmm.
also just a thing of, hey, community service is going to get done whether you're here or not here. I'm going to
Correct.
show up and I'm going to show out for my why. That's what it feels like for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you
So,
have to ask the question, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
What is the why behind it?
Hmm.
Why did you wake up in the morning? Why
Hmm.
did you take those steps out of bed this morning?
Yeah.
Those are the questions that, I ask myself every day. Like, why did I wake up? Why did I why did I open my eyes?
Yeah.
Why can I
yeah.
still breathe? It's because
Yeah.
us as individuals, we have a purpose to do certain things, and this is what we're doing.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So do you find it difficult to get? I know you're talking about the support, but how do you overcome it? I know you're saying that you can get through it, but does this become something that you harbor and say one day, this is difficult. Am I going to be able to continue it? How would you tell someone else to keep navigating things as obstacles come up? Because there's a lot of people who want to give and support in the community, but are afraid to do it because they don't have the backing that you may have. So if you could tell someone, how to come up with an idea, stick to it, and keep pushing forward with it without the support that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just think about it like this. You everybody has ideas daily,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and you got to think of that idea. Will that work? You know, I'm sure Martin Luther King didn't wake up one day and say he wanted to speak in front of millions of people. I'm
Mhm.
sure that didn't
Hmm.
happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I didn't wake up one day and say I want to do this and I did it. I did it and I continued on. I didn't care who was in my way. And what I mean by that is there's always going to be those naysayers. Oh, you can't
Yeah.
do this. You can't
Yeah.
do that. There's always going
Yeah.
to be the people that say, I got your back 100%, and then there's nowhere to be found. Then
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
those people that are literally supporting you from a distance, rooting you on, liking everything that you post. Those are the things that make me go a little bit harder, because it's like I can post something about my foundation and I'll get 2 3 likes. I could post something about me getting an A on my final for my master's program and I'll get 245 likes. I could post
Hmm.
something about my son, getting an A on his assignment and I'll get 1,000 likes. You
Yeah.
Wow.
have and that same person that has liked my post that was 3 likes, like everything else, because I know that one, they're following me, two, they pay attention to what I got going on, whether it's good or bad, and then
Hmm.
three, those are the same people that's going to be there regardless of anything, and then those are the ones that will talk to you behind closed doors to make sure that you're good. So
Yeah.
those are the ones that I always look in and stay with. And with that being said, those are the ones that are there with me till this day to, to make sure that I'm good. So the advice that I would give is, always have that one or two that's always going to listen to you and not be a yes man.
I like
Mm,
that.
Don't be a yes man. Be that person that's going to tell me no sometimes. Be that person that's going to tell me, I don't think that idea is going to work. Try this. Have them on your team. You never want
yeah.
to have a yes man on your team, because if you have a yes man, everything that you say, they're going to think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never, you don't want to have a yes man.
Yes, they say you need somebody to challenge you to
Right.
say, okay, yeah, that don't sound right. You need to put this here. You need to maybe hit another community, try another weekend. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Or hey, change the time. I think 11
Yeah.
o'clock is too early. Let's go for 12. You got to think about it on Sundays. People have a lot of things that they do around 11 o'clock.
For
People are in
sure.
Mm,
church, or they got, community service, or they're out of town, depending on what Sunday that is, too. Like if it's a holiday weekend, are they out of town? Are they just coming in? Especially if they got kids, competitions, sports.
yeah.
Everybody does something, and I don't expect everybody to come out to this event every single time. No, definitely
Mm,
not. But what I do expect that is, when we have intellectual conversations, it's not all about parties, and it's not all about this,
Mm,
it's not all about that.
yeah.
Let's talk about what the community has to offer to us.
yeah.
And that's
Hmm.
the biggest thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since you've
Great.
been doing the community outreach operation feed, have you had any other people that like organizations that have, what is it, partnered with you or anything like that? Or yeah. And also,
I
if we
got you.
wanted, yeah, also if we wanted to, can you give us a shout out of how we would also send money if we wanted to, and where we could possibly reach you at, so we could get some of the information out there too, to let the listeners know how to reach you
Yeah,
and things like that.
absolutely. I haven't partnered with many other organizations.
Okay.
I have partnered with a school in Decatur, a middle school out in Decatur. I've done it twice so far. One this year for Thanksgiving, and last year as well. This is our second annual,
Okay.
to do it with them. And we fed, I think last year we fed over 300. We packed over 300 bags, and then this year I believe it was over 450 bags this year that we
Wow.
packed. It took us 2 days to pass out all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So we did it Saturday and Sunday, passed it out Saturday and Sunday this year for Thanksgiving. But yeah, I mean, as far as reaching out to me, you could reach out to me. I got two Instagrams that you could definitely reach out to me on. So, my main page, which is, for my photography, which is Easy Images. So easy underscore images. So that's EAZY underscore images. So that's a way to reach me on that. And then my other Instagram for this actual program is Operation Need to Feed double underscore. So that's Operation N2F double underscore.
Okay, and we'll make sure we have that information posted as well as underneath scrolling, so we'll add a link so you can actually just click on the link and give money as
Absolutely.
well. So Eric, as he said, he does have another business too. It's Easy Images. So we want to shine, or like I say, sprinkle a little glitter on that business as
Yeah.
well. Like one thing you will see if you go to Easy Images Instagram, you will actually see like his pictures. He has a great eye. I don't know how long you have been taking photos, but that's one of the things we want to talk about. Like how long you've
Yeah.
been taking photos, and just give us some background information about your other business.
Yeah, taking photos. Oh man. I've been doing that on and off, I want to say since I was about 16. So
Oh
it's
Mm.
man.
been,
Wow.
uh, let's see, trying to think how long that's been now. 18 years.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
doing it on and off for about 18 years. I had stopped shooting for maybe about 3 years. Just, had to focus on life skills and, things of that nature. But I really started taking photos in high school. I was a part of a program called Aspects of Video, in high school, and that was a program where we picked up our cameras, and when I mean cameras, we was actually doing short films. So I was doing short
Mhm.
films then, music videos, interviews, and things of that nature. And doing that kind of just made me pick up a camera. I had my brother's also a photographer, so I would watch him do it. He's been doing it on and off. I want to say maybe about 20 years, 25 years, something like that. So we got a lot of talent within our family. I'm also a published photographer too. I've been published since 2012. I want to say probably about 16, 17 magazines since 2012. I've actually been invited to go into New York Fashion Week in February to take pictures behind
Nice.
the scenes. So, it's
Oh,
it's
that's
definitely a
great.
blessing to go and see that my work is actually being notarized out there. I've been in magazines that's based in New York, in California, in South Carolina, North Carolina, in Florida, and Georgia. So a little bit all over the U.S. My work has been out there. I specialize in boudoir looks primarily, but I can pretty much kind of navigate throughout. Having multiple cameras and things of that nature, lighting setup. I like more of a natural light versus the actual studio light.
Okay.
And then just when I do my editing skills, it brings out and pops, and it just makes it look so much better. I love the natural light just because it's the natural person, the natural
Mhm.
skin tone, the natural skin complexion, learning to smooth out the skin, remove blemishes, and things of that nature. So definitely love being behind the scenes when it comes to the camera aspect.
I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
That's a good skill to have for sure.
yeah, Courtney, he probably would be interested in our
What?
did
She
some
froze.
program.
Wait, I'm
Oh,
about to say, is she free?
yeah, I don't know what's going on over here. Just excuse my internet, but yeah, the podcast we did with Ruby.
Oh yeah.
She took up photography too. She's a scientist during the day, but she does a lot of photography. But she does it with athletes. So she takes
Hmm.
photos
Mm,
of athletes and promotes, them their college portfolio and that kind of thing. But she did a program there in Atlanta
She
with
did.
I can't remember the name of it, but they select all these photographers to come and learn how to shoot. And they
Hmm.
go
mm.
all over Atlanta and do the shooting. Now, you probably know exactly what it is, but she said she did that in Atlanta. So she
She
does a really good job
did.
with her lighting as well.
Look, when you
Yeah.
said the lighting and stuff, I'm like, yeah, most of the pictures
Yeah.
are like natural and
Hmm.
the where you were talking about she went, it was during the springtime. So it is really
Yeah.
nice during the springtime here.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, natural looks for me just kind of take it over the edge. I
Yeah,
prefer natural over anything, especially when I'm outdoors. Like one of my favorite places to shoot in Atlanta is Atlantic Station, the
that's
bridge.
nice. Yeah.
Right there at the bridge. So I've done a lot of things on the bridge, especially the lining of the bridge with the background of the buildings, and especially when the sun is shining, like you get that perfect look. And
Look.
then even when the waterfall, I mean the water shooting out, and that's just hands down.
That's yeah. Look, we're definitely gonna have to have another episode just about photography where people
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
just come and talk about their businesses and just because photography, I feel like nowadays is like people have lost sight of taking pictures.
Mm,
And it's like we need to take pictures from memories and moments to capture
Hmm.
20 years down the road. So like
yeah.
listeners, if you want to, I feel like booking a studio or taking pictures, just getting a disposable camera, just make sure you, as they say, mark your memories and just have them there. Or you can enlist in Eric's business as well here in Atlanta. Do you
Yes.
travel
I
or
do. I do
okay?
travel. Of course, it costs to pay, it costs to travel. So
Understood.
I don't mind the travel, but if as long as it's in Atlanta, I'm okay with it. I
Okay.
don't mind it. What they say is when you can wake up and do a profession without worrying about money, then it's something that
Mm,
you love to do.
for sure.
Photography for me is a hobby, and I don't mind doing it. Like I can take a million and one pictures, but I look for the greater detail. Like you have some photographers that will take in an hour time span with two looks they may take about 75 pictures in that 1 hour with two looks.
Mm-hmm.
In that 1 hour time frame, in that two look session for me, I'm probably taking maybe about 30 pictures. And the
Mm.
why behind it is because I look for that it photo. So I look for that it photo. And I'm not just a photographer when it comes to photography. I'm your hairstylist on set. I'm your wardrobe stylist on set because I want to make sure that your hair is nice, neat, not frizzy on one side. And I gotta, hey, bring me the comb. Let me comb it down for you.
Yes.
Hey, your collar is not where I need it to be. Let's make it look good. And sometimes I have to wear gloves within shooting because if they're oily or
Yeah.
anything like that, I can't make sure, I don't want to make sure I don't get it on my camera. So there have been times where I do it like that, and I have behind the scenes photos of me when I take, for Christmas photos, any type of photos I do. I do have some behind the scene work as well that I do post, and it's just more content the better.
Mm-hmm.
I was never that person that wanted to be in front of the camera, but it's just some personal reasons, but I was that never that person. But now it's like I need to be in front of the camera. I need to have those visuals so people can see, yes, it
Mm-hmm.
is me taking these photos. Because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you never took that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Be like, that's not his work.
Right.
Well,
So,
here's a random question. I hate pictures. I don't take pictures.
Okay.
Nothing about a picture looks good. Okay. You can do whatever you want to do, but this is a random question. Does a picture make you 10 pounds heavier? Because they say it makes you fatter. A photo makes you fatter. And I can tell you from experience that it has made me look absolutely terrible.
I'll
So I
say
hate
this.
pictures.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say
okay.
no.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. I'm going to
okay.
say both because, and here's the why behind it. It depends on who's taking the photo.
Okay.
It depends on who's taking the photo. It depends on the angle of the photo. It depends on also the wardrobe that you chose to wear that day.
Mm,
Because certain wardrobes are very thin, so it will show your curves. It'll show what you may have. Something that's thick and bulky, you may not see most of it. So it
Mm-hmm.
really depends on the person who's taking it. It depends on the we as photographers listen and look at all of that. It's the lighting, it's the angles, it's the wardrobe, it's the hair, it's everything that you have on that can determine, hey, you're gonna look bad in this photo or you're gonna look stunning in this photo.
right.
A
Okay.
lot of models that I've worked with are first time shooters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody pretty much on my page is first time shooters. Everyone that I've gotten published have been first time shooters.
Mm,
So I may have a couple that have been in the game for some time, and I learned from them as well. Styles, arches, poses, the whole nine. But everybody on my page has been first time shooters, and then they
Mm-hmm.
go on and continue their work. And it sucks as a photographer because it's like, well, this is the person that put me out there, but they don't say nothing.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, I had to ask that because I'm telling you, I've went and I've taken photos, and I might find two or three pictures in there that make me look,
Like,
beautiful.
right,
and then it's like, okay,
Because
next,
I find
next, delete,
myself being a
delete,
beautiful
delete.
woman, so I want to look. You're paying for this, but I never like the photos.
well, when you
Yeah.
come to Atlanta, let me know. I got you.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Will do. Will do.
Definitely. That's why I said the lighting here. He will make sure the lighting's good, the
Yeah,
hair's good. He'll tell you how to pose. That's why I looked at all of his pictures before, and I'm like, we have to make sure we talk about his business as well because I'm like, get that out and let people know to take pictures for. Look, what's coming up? What's a holiday? You
yeah.
could take
Valentine,
Valentine's.
Yeah.
What else? You could do graduation is in
birthday,
May. That's early.
graduation. Yeah.
Mother's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Courtney, we need to get some pictures taken so we can put
That
it up on
part.
our side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
part. Yes, we do.
Because,
We can do that.
there's a lot of things that I've done. Like now I'm actually adding to my list of things as a posing coach because I'm helping people pose now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So again, as you said, a lot of the pictures that I have, I help them pose. Hey, do
Hmm.
it
Mm,
this way. Try this. I need this here. And like I said, a lot of my things is boudoir. So it's uncomfortable to me, but I gotta get in the pose and show them how it's done, and then they do
Yeah.
it their way,
Yeah.
and it comes out, hey, let's do it this way. Or sometimes if I have to change the light bulbs in a room to like red or blue or something like that, and
Mm,
I'll have all those different props and things like that, and it just makes the
Mhm.
the arrangement so much better. And
yeah.
sometimes it's not even about the poses, it's just the naturalness. You got to be comfortable in front of the camera, and you have to be comfortable in your own skin in order to take these
Mm,
pictures. If you're not comfortable, it's not going to
It's gonna
come out
show.
looking right.
It's gonna show
well,
that you're not comfortable.
that's probably me. That's probably me. That's why
Yeah,
mine always comes out terrible
yeah.
because I'm not.
So
I'm not confident like that.
yeah, because one thing I always tell my models is, how comfortable are you on a scale of 1 to 10 before we even shoot? How comfortable are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, well, I'm a 7. I need that 7 to get to a 9. So what I need you to do is, while you're home, practice your poses, be in a mirror, take pictures of yourself. You love to take selfies, so take them.
Mhm.
Let's
Yeah.
let's get it. Let's get in the flow. If it's something that you got to do to get yourself comfortable, do that first. If it's certain music, we'll play it.
Yeah.
If it's all about the room. You can't go into a studio quiet, because
Yeah.
if you go into a studio quiet, you're
You
going to
gonna
be
get
nervous. You're going to think everybody's watching you, and
yeah.
if you're not
Mm.
confident, and especially if this is your first time.
Yeah. Look, Jen, you gotta play some music that you like, have a glass of wine, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah. That'll
be
work.
fine. Definitely.
Yeah.
You
Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try it.
smile. Yeah.
I,
So
that's
look,
awesome.
that is so cool. So since we have talked to Eric, we talked about Operation Feed, we have explored his business, Easy Images. We wanted to say thank you for joining us today on today's episode. And Eric, would you like to leave any of our listeners with just some words of encouragement or advice for 2025?
I will say this for 2025. Number one thing that I always stick by is having tough skin. Um, Number two is follow your heart and follow your instinct. If you feel that you can do it, then you can do it. That's just really what it is. And then number three is never give up, regardless if you have to put your dream on hold for a day or 2 days or a month or a year, but make sure you go back to that dream.
Mm,
Because if you don't go back to the dream, it's just going to die out, and no one's ever going to remember what you wanted to do. And you could tell a million people this is what you had in place, and next thing you know, somebody else may have that same dream, and it can come to fruition. So you always want to make sure that you stick to your dream and just continue on. And then last thing I would honestly say is, have that small circle of friends that will tell you the real.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that today. And as we took a look through Eric's eye and saw how he is able to help his community as well as take pictures for the community, we want to say thank you, and we would like you to like, comment, and subscribe. Come back for another what is it? Another episode. I'll talk to you
Uh,
later. Bye. Thank you,
all right.
everyone.
Thank
Thank you.